All right, so our project is about even wash. I'll do that one first. Here is our paint. You want 2 cups, one for clean, one for dirty. And this even wash. You can stand up if you can't see Asia. The even wash is a little bit is tough, and that's what the whole purpose of the project is about, getting that even wash. You kind of have to work quick. You want to get the whole thing at one time. And then you notice it's not very even. And then I can take a bigger brush. I'll take this brush. And even that out now that I have the lines made. You can work kind of quick like this and even that out. If you want to take a bigger brush, sometimes with just some water, you want to have a paper towel here. This can kind of even it out. Getting those edges. Can you see this edge here, you guys? That's what's hard. That's what's hard about that even wash. Is to not have those edges. So if you kind of try to work it a little bit, like I'm doing. That water can spread it around. And I might try to make this even now. It looks pretty even. All right, does that make any sense?
Yeah.
So it's working quick. Some of those lines start to form. You just keep putting paint on there and do your best. It's hard. The purpose of this project is to get that even wash, so hopefully you're better at it at the end. Now you do notice there's a couple of little spots. I'm kind of overworking the paper, so if you get that, try not to. If you're getting a lot of little balls of paper, try not to really rub it. Try to be. If you see that is happening, try to be more gentle with it, or maybe take a little break. Okay, so that's the even wash. Then we've got all these techniques that. Now let me show you that. So I had a little drop. You can kind of correct your mistakes a little bit with a little bit of clean water. And we can see if we can get this up. Let's see if we can get this up. That dried a little bit, so it's a little bit harder to get up. But you can kind of change it a little bit. All right, so we've got some options for the life within our shape. So we've got, here I have rubber cement. I did that about 20 minutes ago, and I let it dry. It's this. I don't know if you guys have used rubber cement before. It's this liquid. You can create a mask with this. So what I mean by mask is that it's not going to take the paint. So if I do, let's do, I don't know what. I got blue light. So this is my dirty water, and I'll shake it in, and then this is my clean water. And let me get some green. Some green. I'm gonna put it over this. It might not look like much is happening. Oh, you guys can probably see what's happening. Okay, do you guys see that paint separating there? That shape?
Yeah.
So we're gonna leave that. We're gonna let that dry.
Kind of peel it off.
And we're gonna peel it off. Yeah. So hopefully that paint didn't get in there. We're gonna dry it and see what happens. All right, another trick you can use, and this is, this can be really nice, it can be really tough. If you've got really complicated shapes, this brush is pretty big, so you could use a smaller brush, but the brush is pretty big, so if you've got something that's if you've got something that's really small, that might not be the best technique. Here's another way you can mask something off. So the paint is not going to go underneath there. So if I've got dirty water and clean water, got some, I'll put some grass in here. A little bit of brown. So I can kind of mix those right on the paper, and that's my grass. Now because I've got this tape here that I just cut, I just took this and I cut a little bit. I cut some shapes out of it, and then when you peel it off, there's no paint on it. Okay, so it's a nice way. You don't have to paint around stuff. It's nice. For this, I like to turn these into birch trees, just for fun. So then you can do something different with the bark. That kind of look like a tree.
Yeah.
These are some nice stuff. That's actually not bad. Where I had that line of really light brown, and then I came back in. Well, anyway, I think this tree looks pretty nice. You guys aren't going to be doing trees, so this tree looks pretty nice. The other one doesn't. All right, the next one. Got my dirty water, then clean, and let's get some purple. Not all the colors work great for this. I think the purple works good if you want to experiment a little bit. You want it to be a little bit wet to do this, not too dry. And then you're going to sprinkle salt. I've got salt here. And you can see it just kind of looks like it's soaking it up right now.
What does it do?
Eventually, I'll show. Angela, would you mind getting one of those on my desk there?
Which one? From these?
One of those, yeah. Yeah, this is good. So right now, it just kind of looks like it's soaking it up. Eventually, it's going to look like little snowflakes. You guys see those little snowflakes in there?
Yeah.
So when you look close, it looks pretty cool.
What about for blending colors?
Blending colors. Okay, let's go in. Let's do the wet and wet next. Then. So for blending colors, you want to keep everything wet. So I'm going to try to do some clean water. So if you start with some clean water, it'll be a way to blend those colors. You know, if you want to go from like a purple to a blue, do you guys see it spreading there?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I keep saying the paint really works for you. So I didn't have to plan out exactly where that was going to go. I did it, and then there was a surprise. You know, that's not always nice. Students don't always like surprises. So it kind of depends on who you are. But it can be nice. So, you know, if you're going to blend a color, I would put them right next to each other and then use a little bit of clean water to blend those in. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And then when you've got that water, you can, you know, just touch it up, put a whole bunch of paint on there, and then it'll spread. Again, they don't all spread the same way. I'm getting just a little bit of spreading. That purple really was nice, the way it spread. But with the wet and wet technique, where you start with some clean water and then those paints are able to mix and travel, can be really nice. And then splattering, you probably want to use a bigger brush. You could mask off certain areas. You could, you know, say that, you know, I don't want to get any, you know, paint splatters over here. with some tape or some rubber cement or something. But splatters are pretty. You want to be pretty close. Hopefully, I'm not spraying any students. And this can look really nice if you kind of build it up or keep doing it like that. So bigger brush, just like that. Then I can take this mask off. And I didn't get any splatters there. All right, Nardine, would